Have you ever noticed how one simple, well done can completely change a child's face? A moment ago, they were slumped over their work, and now their eyes light up. That's the extraordinary power hidden inside ordinary praise. And today I'm going to show you how to use praise in a way that not only boosts confidence in students, but also transforms the whole atmosphere of the classroom and makes your role as a TA even more rewarding. As teaching assistants, you're right there on the front line with children. You see the struggles, the big wins, and all the in betweens. And praise, when used intentionally, is one of the most effective tools you have to build trust, manage behaviour, and support learning. But not all praise is equal. So let's break it down. But before we begin, if you'd like a free praise checklist, I'll give you the details about how to get it at the end of this video, so stay tuned. Okay, firstly, we'll look at different types of praise. So you've got general praise, so that's your well done or your good job. It's encouraging but vague. It can feel nice in the moment, but doesn't tell the child what was good. Then there's specific praise, which is the golden rule. So that's when you'd say something like, well done for completing 5 maths questions, Raj. Excellent. Or, I like how you waited your turn before speaking, Annie. This tells the child exactly what they did well and why it mattered. Then there's effort praise. This focuses on persistence, strategies, or improvement. So you'd say something like, you kept trying even when it was tricky. Well done. This builds resilience and a growth mindset. Then you have behaviour praise. This highlights actions that support the classroom. So you can say something like, thank you for putting your hand up before speaking. This reinforces routines and expectations without needing to tell anyone off because you're highlighting what they're doing right. You're not highlighting what they're doing wrong. Social praise. This acknowledges kindness, teamwork, or empathy. So you find yourself saying things like, well done for helping Ellie tidy up. This strengthens peer relationships and classroom culture. And then there's also private versus public praise, because some children thrive on being praised in front of everyone, while others prefer a quiet word at their table. So knowing which works best for specific children helps you build a connection on a deeper level. Now, 2, what are the benefits of praise for the students? Well, it builds confidence and self-esteem. It provides a roadmap so they know exactly what to repeat. It helps students feel seen, valued, and respected. And it encourages intrinsic motivation when focused on effort. And just to clarify, intrinsic motivation is when a child is motivated by something inside. So curiosity, pride, enjoyment, or the satisfaction of doing well. So an example of this would be a child wanting to finish, they think to themselves, I want to finish my story because I just love writing. Praise that focuses on effort, improvement, and enjoyment of learning helps build this kind of motivation. So you would say something like, you kept trying different ways until you got it. That shows real perseverance, Charlie. And it's pointing out that it's safe to try. It's not all about getting the answers right. It's about how you try, how the child is approaching their work, their attitude towards it. Extrinsic motivation is when a child is motivated by something outside, so rewards, stickers, or the approval of others. So an example of this would be a child thinking, I'll finish my story so I can get a sticker. Now, praise that focuses on outcomes or external rewards can work short term, but doesn't always build lasting confidence or independence. When TAs use specific effort based praise, they shift children from relying on external rewards to feeling proud of their own progress, which is what keeps motivation strong long after the praise stops. Now, what are the benefits for the whole class? Well, praise sets a positive tone. Praise one, others copy. It reduces low level disruption because positive behaviours are spotlighted. So children think, oh, I'll do that too. It creates a safe, encouraging classroom atmosphere where children feel it's okay to try. And that's what I was talking about when we're looking at the previous slide. So it's not about getting the right answer, it's about trying hard, trying different ways, focusing on their work. So children aren't feeling like children that struggle to get the right answer don't feel like, well, it's pointless. I'm never going to get told. I'm never going to feel as I'm doing well because I can't get the right answer. What we want is to build resilience. We want to build that sense of motivation, intrinsic motivation to keep trying. And it also promotes collaboration and kindness when social praise is used. So when you point out how how a child has helped another child. Now, how does this kind of praise benefit teaching assistants? Well, it strengthens your role. So if you're new, it will definitely give you a sense that you're not just supervising, you're shaping behaviour and confidence. It helps build stronger relationships with students. They associate you with encouragement and fairness. And it makes the classroom management easier because prevention is better than cure. So if you're going around, regularly pointing out what is going right in the classroom and praising different children for the things they're doing right, it informs other children of what they need to be doing without telling them off. Because you're not pointing out that they're not doing it, you're pointing out that the other children are doing it. That helps the children who are not doing it understand what they're supposed to do. And it gives you a toolkit of language you can rely on when things feel a little tricky. When the class feels, it just feels like things are beginning to get a little out of hand, the behaviour's a little choppy. This is when you come in with the positive praise. Now, some things to remember. Avoid overpraise. If every tiny action is praised, it loses its power. Avoid empty praise. Children quickly see through the good job if it's not linked to something real. And balance praise with high expectations. So praise should point children towards the next step, not keep them where they are. So praise shouldn't be about, well, you've done that well, excellent, that's the end of that. Always give them some idea, that whole thing of, this is great, I wonder if you can do this next kind of thing. Notice the unnoticed. So praise the quiet child who always does the right thing, not just the noisy one who finally got it right. And link praise to values. So well done for including Jack in the game. That shows real kindness. So, primary schools are sort of hot on those kind of values. So, actually reinforcing those by showing children what that means. What does it mean to show kindness? Well, you included Jack in the game. That's kindness. So that's that kind of praise. It's informing children all the time, reinforcing what it is, the actions they need to do. Now think of praise as a highlighter pen. Whatever you highlight, students will repeat. If you highlight effort, teamwork, and resilience, that's what you'll see more of. But this is over time. Don't go into the classroom and think, well, I'll start that and say something once or twice, and then, you don't notice any real difference, maybe. It needs to be consistent. So, to start getting into the habit of giving intentional praise, choose one student each day and give them specific effort based praise. And at the end of the week, reflect on those moments, on how those moments change the child and the atmosphere in the class. And it's a really good thing for you as well, because it starts really honing your powers of observation. You know, instead of just sort of seeing the class as a sort of a whole, and maybe noticing the noise levels, but not seeing, you know, that child over there did this and this child over here did that. So you start to break things down and really hone in on what's actually happening in your classroom. Ordinary words like well done may seem small, and they are on their own. But when you use them with precision and purpose, they become extraordinary tools that shape behaviour, confidence, and classroom culture. So when you're next in the classroom, remember the extraordinary starts with you. And if you found this video helpful and you want to start to take praise from ordinary to extraordinary, grab my praise checklist. Just type checklist please in the comment section below this video. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.